So, liebe Kolleginnen und Kollegen, darf ich Sie sehr herzlich zur neuen Champions League Saison
extend a warm welcome to you.
2014-15 begrüßen.
The season 2014-15, we're about to start. We got Philipp Lahm and Jerome Boateng here. I'd like to welcome you, also from FC Bayern Munich. Also, welcome to our guests from England. Hopefully everybody can hear us, also the translations via the headset. Everything okay? Alright, let's start. I'd like to present to you one colleague, Jorn Jamison, our colleague from the UEFA. He's going to accompany us here in Munich. Welcome to you. And he's going to help you and us should there be any questions or problems. Alright, Philipp, how big is your hunger for the new Champions League? Well, we're happy, the English weeks are starting. We're looking forward to play against the best of the best, and tomorrow we're going to start. And it's going to be a really top game. The English champion, Manchester City, they got great players, and that's why we're absolutely happy. Jerome, last time we were here, we were Champions League winners. Right now, it's a little bit different. Now you two are world champions. Has something changed, or is something going to change? Well, of course. After the World Cup, a lot changed. As Philipp said, we are really happy that we can hit the ground running once again, and it's going to be a great game, and we are really happy, and it's a great opponent, and we're trying to get all the positive feelings from the weekend and take it with us. At 5, those two are going to be on the pitch for training, so let's hit the ground running. Please, Christian Ortleb, the first question. A double question. What about Lewandowski goals? When is he going to score? And why do you think that he has not reached his peak yet? Well, he already made a goal, as far as I know. In Champions League, maybe not. It was difficult since we didn't have a match yet. Well, it would be great if he scored a goal. He's a great player, and he's one that really played great and scored a lot of goals also in Champions League. But the season is still young, and we all need our rhythm. And I think Levy is going to really do well here. He has a lot of quality, and you'll see in the 16-meter area. I would be absolutely happy if he scored tomorrow, but I'd be happy for everybody else scoring 1, 2, 3 goals. All right, the next question, please. Philipp Lahm, you don't want to play anymore in the national team, so Champions League is a little bit more of a thrill now to you. Well, Champions League has always been something really special to me, because you play against the best. There is nothing bigger than Champions League. If you win the Champions League, then you also can play the World Champions Cup. And it's so great to play at night here in the stadium. And when I played my first Champions League match, it was the same as it is today. Nothing changed. It's still great. But after 3 weeks, I have a few days off.
Philipp, du sprichst davon, dass die Mannschaft den Rhythmus noch nicht so ganz gefunden hat.
You're saying that maybe you don't have already found your rhythm. Maybe this game is a little bit too early. Well, it doesn't matter. Really, it was a little bit difficult because everybody came so late after the World Cup. And also those who played for third place came really late, and we have a lot of players that were injured or had problems or still had to train, but that's not the best thing that could happen to you, but you have to accept the challenge. And we play at home, as Jerome said, it's the Allianz Arena, and we all have a lot of quality, and we have to show that tomorrow. So we are not concerned, we're not afraid, we're just happy, and I think we're going to win tomorrow. A colleague from England.
May I ask both players, is a draw against Manchester City a good or
Beide
a bad
Spiele.
result?
Gegen Manchester City wird das eine gute
I think
oder
it's a
schlechte
bad
Sache
result
sein?
for us because we play at home, and of course we want to win the first game. It's very important for the future stage in the group.
Nächste Frage. Bitte
Next
sehr.
question,
Herr
please.
Nagel, glaube ich, ja.
Nee, Herr Köpfer von NTV. Frage an beiden im Prinzip.
Question
Eventuell muss
to
man schon wieder
both.
umstellen hinten in der Kette.
Maybe you have to
Wie
change your
schwierig ist
defense
das? Wie sehr
against.
nervt das fast schon, dass man fast
Again,
jedes Mal
so
mit
maybe
anderen Nebenleuten spielen muss?
You
Eventuell
always
kommt
play
ja
next to someone
Benatia zum
else,
ersten Mal
so
zum
maybe
Einsatz.
Benatia is going to play for the first time. Is that good or not?
Nerven tut's nicht, weil
Well, it's not too bad, that's football, and it's impossible to play the same with the same lineup the whole season. The thing that is not good is that's really bitter is that we have injured people like Holger. It's really bad for him, but everybody who works with him and who is close to him, also for those it's really tough, and it really hits you because he has been suffering for so long. It took a long, and he had setbacks, and then he had to fight back. And right now, he's again out for how long we don't know, we will see, but this is really tough, and it's a shame. The change is absolutely normal in the game, but of course it's better to have everybody fit and in the squad, and to have everybody at the disposition of the coach.
Die nächste Frage, bitte.
Next question,
Jerome, du
please.
hast gesagt, nach der WM hat
Jerome,
sich
you
viel
said
geändert.
after the World
Was hat
Cup a
sich
lot
geändert
changed
für
for
euch?
you,
Fühlst
but
du, dass die
what?
Gegner mehr Respekt haben?
Do you feel that
Oder
now the
gehen
opponents
die
have
härter
more
zu Werke
respect,
gegen euch?
or are they tougher?
So unterschiedlich. Ich glaube,
Well,
dass die Gegner hauptsächlich motiviert
that depends. I think they are a little bit more
Die
motivated.
ganze Mannschaft von uns ist Weltmeister geworden, aber
Not the whole team has become
dabei.
world champions,
Ich denke,
but there are
jede andere
a few of
Mannschaft oder
them,
Spieler hat den
and
Ansporn, da gut
the
gegen
others
zu halten
maybe
oder auch sich zu beweisen.
want to prove themselves against us.
Vielleicht gibt es auch ein bisschen Respekt manchmal,
And maybe
aber
there
das
is a
habe ich
little
davon
bit
noch
of
nicht so viel
respect, but I haven't seen any of that.
Frage an den Herrn Lahm, das Duell Bayern-Man City hat
The
es jetzt
duel
in der jüngeren
Bayern
Champions
against
League
Man
öfter
City,
gegeben. Vielleicht können Sie noch
we
mal
had that
erklären, wo
3 times in
möglicherweise
the last
Vorteile
4 years.
liegen könnten.
Is it
Also, weil man einfach den Gegner
an
besser
advantage to
kennt,
you because you
kommen natürlich
know
neue
the
Spieler
opponent
dazu
better?
und, vielleicht das letzte Duell noch mal
And what
hier,
about the last duel
wo
here
es
in
eine
Munich?
2:3 Niederlage
It
gab,
was a 2-3
daraus
defeat.
vielleicht gelernt hat, was jetzt
What
besser
did you learn from that, and what are you going to change and make better?
Ich weiß nicht, ob es ein Vorteil ist, wenn man häufiger
I don't
gegen eine
know
Mannschaft
if
spielt.
it is
Also
really an
das weiß ich nicht, weil wir
advantage to play so often
analysieren
against
jeden
them.
Gegner,
But
egal
we
wie oft wir
analyze
gegen ihn
every
gespielt haben oder
opponent.
nicht. Also
Doesn't matter how often we
Überraschungen
play
gibt's,
against them.
eigentlich relativ selten.
There are not
heutzutage.
really surprises anymore.
Was wir daraus gelernt haben, oder
But what
was
we
man
learned
gesehen
from
hat,
that
die haben sehr,
and
sehr
what
gute
we've seen,
Einzelspieler.
they
Und
have
wenn die
really great
konsequent
individual
agieren
players.
und wenn wir
And if we
unser
play
Pressing
consistently,
machen, wenn
and
wir
if we do
defensiv
our
sehr, sehr gut,
pressing, and if we
organisiert stehen
defend
und
very
daraus
well,
unsere, Aggressivität dann
and
auch
if
haben,
we create our
dann sieht's so aus,
aggressiveness
die
from
ersten
that,
20 Minuten, glaube ich, im
then
letzten
it's
Spiel,
going
wo
to
wir
be
2-0
like
geführt
the
hatten,
first
den Gegner im Griff hatten,
20
wo wir sehr, sehr
minutes
gut agiert
where we
haben.
made 2
Aber wenn
goals
wir dann
and
ein
where
bisschen
we really
nachlassen,
controlled
dann zeigt das auch
everything.
einfach die Klasse von
But
Manchester
then,
City. Und das
if
haben sie dann
we
eben auch gezeigt. Wenn wir ihnen ein bisschen Raum
just
lassen,
let them a little bit more room to breathe, then it's going to be really difficult. We've seen that. And they have those possibilities because they have so much quality.
die technisch stark
And they have
sind,
individual players, they are dynamic, they are technically very strong. They can play
das macht die
the
Mannschaft
deadly cross or can score themselves.
Question for Philip, please. This is your first Champions League game at the Allianz since the
Philipp, das ist das erste
the Real
Spiel.
Madrid game against the 4-0. What is this situation for Bayern? Do you have to kind of prove yourself to the supporters again that it was such a bad defeat? Do you feel you have to get that defeat out of your system maybe?
Ja, also erstmal ist die Niederlage, die wir das letzte Mal hier eingefahren haben in der Champions League,
Well, I
natürlich
think the
abgehakt.
last
wir haben analysiert, wir haben
defeat that we had here,
besprochen alles
we
und,
talked about that. It's over.
wir waren immerhin im Halbfinale. Also
And
war
it
jetzt
was the
keine
semifinals.
Niederlage, die,
It was not a
früh passiert
defeat
ist,
that
sondern wir waren wieder
happened
weit
too
gekommen.
early,
Also,
because we
diese
made it
Niederlage
almost to
können
the
wir aber
end.
nicht wegmachen jetzt. Wir können
But we
nicht
cannot make it undone.
die Champions League vom letzten Jahr, dieses Jahr
Last
gewinnen.
year's
Wir gehen
Champions
einfach
League,
wieder
we
motiviert
cannot
an das
win what was last year, but we are starting from zero. And we just ticked it off, and that's it. We are among the real contenders here, because in our younger past, we always played well and we came into the semifinals. Next question. Robert Lewandowski seems to have to find his rhythm. That said, Philip. No, I didn't say that. I said we all need to find our rhythm. So you all need to find your rhythm. And my question is, do they have to adapt to him? Because he's a little bit different from Mario Mandzukic. I think with good players there is no adaptation necessary, because they just fit. And I think you see that he works a lot. He has huge qualities. And when he doesn't score, you see, yet he plays great because he creates a lot of spaces for us. One or two questions before we change, before Pep Guardiola. A colleague from England, please.
Jerome, a lot of players that weren't from Bayern Munich, that were in your team, said that the Bayern Munich mentality, the number of your players, helped the team go out and believe. How much do you believe that World Cup was partly made here, and will that help as you face Aguero here?
No, I think it's an important thing. We had a lot of players in the national team from Bayern, like you said, and we are all comfortable after this tournament. But now it's a new season. We are back with our team, and it's a new situation. And we are excited for the game tomorrow. And yes, Champions League, it's always what we are looking forward at the club. And a game like tomorrow, it's you can't have a better game to start.
Gutes Schlusswort. Vielen Dank, Philipp Lahm. Vielen Dank, Jerome Boateng. 2 Minuten, dann kommen wir mit dem Trainer.
2 minutes, and we'll be back with Pep Guardiola.
Okay, herzlich willkommen Pep Guardiola. Bevor
Welcome to Pep Guardiola. Before we start,
17 Uhr ist Training unserer Mannschaft.
at 5 we're going to train in the stadium. The first 15 minutes are open to you, but then we'd like to ask you to go back here. At 6 we're going to have the Manchester City press conference, and 18:30 we're going to have 15 minutes open for media training. Pep, we're going to start tomorrow against Manchester City. What is bigger? Looking forward to it, or the concerns to play against the English champions so early?
Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
No, wir sind sehr zufrieden.
No, we're happy to be here.
Champions League is sehr schön.
Champions League is always something beautiful.
Natürlich.
Of course.
Spielen wir gegen
we are playing against one of the top teams, the English champions, but there are many of those in Champions League. Manchester City won 3-2 last year. What can we learn from that defeat, or what can we make better? Well, we also won 3-1. We have learned how good teams are. I have also learned if we do not defend, if not everybody defends well, then we have big problems. And they have so much quality, that means we have to run a lot. And they have, for example, Fernandinho, Silva, Nasri, Agüero, and Dzeko, Demichelis. All these players are absolutely great, extraordinary. And, of course, we have to be in the position to dominate the game. And when we don't have the ball, then we have to run. So, your questions, please, Tom Hoffman.
Pep, wie sieht die personelle Situation bei Ihnen
What
im Kader
about
aus? Stichwort Ribéry, Robben.
Personal situation in the squad, Ribéry and Robben.
Arjen is here, Frank is nicht hier.
Arjen is here, Frank isn't.
Und kann spielen.
That means he can play. That means Robben could play. Arjen is here. It's his first training.
Wir werden ihn probieren, er ist hier.
We're going to try it. And Ribéry not? No, definitely not. He's at home.
Wo ist das Mikrofon? Please give us a sign. You need the microphone. Otherwise, the other people don't understand. Give the two guys, the two stewards, please give a sign. Yeah, Kollege aus England.
Pep, hello. Last season, you won early on against Manchester City in a game that pretty much defined that group. Do you think this match tomorrow, even though it's so early, can go the same way to deciding who will win the group?
Well, the important game is the first game is important for the tone from the group for the next step. But we are going to play the day before in the Moscow. We are going to think about how this is really important. And now we are going to play the third or fourth game against Roma. And we're going to say no. If we win both games, we are going to qualify. So it's a tough group, and obviously. Start with 3 points is always much better for the next time. But I think it's not time right now in the first game to think about the points, about what is going on in the group. We have to try to just focus on our style, our play, our game, what we have to do to win or to beat them, to play as best as possible, and after we're going to see.
Matthias Frohnapfel.
Ja, Pep Guardiola.
Robert Lewandowski is still waiting for his first home goal. How can they help him to find his rhythm? And how do you see the cooperation from Robert Lewandowski and the team? I'm absolutely satisfied with him, and he's a great human being. He's there in every game. I'm absolutely happy with him.
Please.
Pep, how do you make sure as a coach that a defeat like last season's semi-final and the nature of that defeat, how do you make sure that doesn't negatively impact on your confidence, your beliefs, your philosophies?
No, I don't think so. So nothing changed. So the same way when you win big titles, the big success, you have to move on, look forward. So it's the same. So we played our first game in Madrid, and we played really good. It is not easy to play there with this in our style, and we played bad. We didn't control the Benzema, Cristiano, Di Maria, and Bale in the counter-attack. We didn't control it. When that's happened, they are so strong. So, but we arrived in semi-finals the last 3, 4, 5 years. Bayern München is always there. That is the most important thing. Always you can win. So 2 years ago, Bayern won the triple, 3 titles. Last season we won 2 titles, with 4 titles, but 2 titles the most important titles. So we were there. We're going to try to be there to go to next steps in 80 finals. But in football, in a sport, maybe the people don't believe that, but the people has to know it. So the people in the sport, not just in football, in basketball, in tennis, in golf, in all the sports. So you have a big successes and big success. You have a big defeats, and defeat is part of the life, part of the game. And just you have to learn when you win, when you lose, and move on.
Next question, please.
Gracias. Pep, hola. Por favor, con el permiso de todos, te pido una respuesta en castellano. ¿Cuánto es importante que el partido que parece más trascendental sea el primero? Y segundo, ¿cuál ha sido el impacto de Xabi Alonso en el equipo?
What impression did Xabi Alonso make to the team?
El grupo es duro.
The aspects in this game are the same. It's a strong group. The level is really high. It's maybe a classic match. But the other... But what was the second question? Once again, oh, Xabi Alonso, well, yeah. He played really well. He has a lot of experience. He knows his position in the middle really well, and he supports the other players. He dominates the middle field.
Franck ist gestern nach dem Training direkt zu Müller-Wohlfahrt in die Praxis gefahren. Können Sie ein bisschen erläutern, wie schlecht es um ihn steht?
Doc Müller-Wohlfahrt directly after training. What about his problems? Well, the physios told me after training that Frank has to go to the doctors, and today they told me he cannot play. That's all. Next question, please.
Yep.
Pep, in the UK, we were astonished that you managed to sign Xabi Alonso for only £5 million, an incredible bargain in the huge spending Premier League. Does that demonstrate that German clubs prove that you can do things without huge Premier League money, that you can do just as good stuff without the big money?
We would like to spend £80 million, but we don't have money. We would like maybe to spend £80 million, but we don't have money to spend £80 million. So when the Premier League spend this amount of money, it's because they have this money. So congratulations. So that's all. So, but it doesn't matter. So in football, it's a global football. Rich teams take the best players as possible, and the others we have to. We are a rich team, of course, but here, so in the last 24 years, every year is the benefits. At the end of the budget are benefits. They are focused in that part of the club, not just for the success, not just for to win immediately. So, it's a long process. Here, take care a lot of the fans for the tickets. So the price is so low, and that's why this club is fascinating. That's why this club is amazing. That's why this club is special in that way. You have to fight, in passion and other things, and you are going to try. So before I came here, I knew that. So we can spend money when we need to buy a player, but always between rules.
Next one, Tom Hoffmann.
Pep, Toni Kroos hat in einem Interview bei Sky Sport News HD gesagt,
said in an interview, the only thing that he misses from Munich are you. What about you?
Es gibt 2-3 überragende Restaurants.
That's not true. There are 2 or 3 great restaurants in Munich that he is surely missing. And the sun today. But what about you?
Ich habe gesagt, so,
I was really proud to be his coach. And I know that he is really great, but it was his decision.
And that is alles. So
And that's it.
that is alles.
That's it.
Please.
Pep.
What? Yeah.
Manchester City showed in the second game against you last season how much they've learned in such a short space of time. Would you imagine them to be among the main sides challenging for the Champions League this season?
I don't believe about these kind of things, about the experience, about how learned last season. So we saw many games. A lot of teams with a lot of experience make the biggest defeats in the sport career. So I can imagine last season before our defeat here, our Manchester City win with a company, with Yaya Touré, with Silva, with Dzeko, with all these kind fantastic players, needs to win here to learn something, or to learn they are able to win the Champions League. Last season they were able to win the Champions League, and this season they are ready to win the Champions League like 8, 9, 10 teams more. So we would like to be part of this 8, 10 teams to can win this trophy. But last season City was a strong team. That's why they won the Premier League, and this year too.
Sven Westerschulze, bitte.
Herr Guardiola, Sie haben am
Mr.
Freitag gesagt,
Guardiola,
dass Mehdi Benatia der
on
Mannschaft
Friday
früher
you
oder
said
später
that Mehdi
helfen kann.
Benatia is going to help sooner or later. Is tomorrow going to be sooner, or is he no option tomorrow? And what about Frank Ribéry? Can he play on the weekend, or what about him?
Jeden Tag ist viel besser. So the
last few days with Benatia were really great. Every day he gets better. He arrived here with muscular problems, with not enough training. One leg was strong, the other wasn't so strong. We did not want to have any risk on this position, so he's going to spend a little bit more time. We gave him the time, he took it, and every day he's getting better. Somebody said that I have problems with him, but that's not true. I am really satisfied with him and with his character.
Diese Aussagen. Und die zweite Frage?
And the second question, oh yes, Frank. Is he going to play on Saturday? I don't know. I don't know. We have to ask the doctors, but I think he won't play for the next few days. But we have to ask the doctors.
Pep, Manchester United showed interest in some of your players in the summer, Schweinsteiger, Müller. Robin, did you have to say no to Louis van Gaal on a couple of occasions?
They don't have enough money. I'm sorry.
They spent a lot of money in the end. They obviously thought they had the money to.
I saw they spent a lot of money. It's good for my friend Louis. Yeah, I know it's part of the game. All the clubs in the world want another player, the other clubs. It depends. Basically, depends of the player. When the player want to stay. When the player want to move, they're going to move. We saw many times, not just this year, in the last year. So, and the players, the Manchester want this kind of players. They decide to stay here, and we are so happy for that.
Has the world changed a little bit when Manchester United are not in this big competition and have to maybe buy their players from other clubs now?
Well, it's a good lesson for the big clubs. They think we are unbeatable and we are so stark, we are so strong, and every year we'll be there. So it's a big lesson for us. So when you don't make the good things, maybe next season we are out. So. And just that's why it's magnificent, the football and everything. So in every single week you have to be ready, and that's why the local competition, in that case Bundesliga and the Premier League in English, is the most important competition, because that shows you are always ready. After you have 45 minutes. Bet 45 minutes, we are out. But in the Bundesliga and the Premier League is when you win, it's because you deserve.
Just two more questions because the manager has to start with the training. First one, second one.
Gracias por la gentileza. Aprovecho con la paciencia de todos. Interesantísimo lo que se hablaba de los modelos.
A second question in Spanish. It was really interesting what you said about the different leagues, the Premier League model, and reaching a lot with a lot of money. And Pep, you also played in Italy, of course, in Spain. Are you going to go to England, or would you like to train there?
Contra Manchester City, contra Arsenal, contra Manchester United.
Well,
cada vez me hacen la misma pregunta.
I always get the same question, City, Manchester and Arsenal. I don't know, I'm really happy here. When I was in Barcelona, I never thought that I would become manager of Bayern Munich. Well, do you like this a lot more? But they can pay a lot in England. And they couldn't pay if they hadn't the money, but
Dieser, ja, ich sag mal, plötzliche erneute Ausfall von Franck Ribéry, wie sehr wirft
what about Ribéry, and he's injured? Is he going to destroy the best laid plans? Because he had such a good comeback, and how bitter is it that he's out again? Whenever he's not here, it's because he is in pain. He played 20 minutes, and the next day he could not train. And the doctor and the physios, Freddy, said he cannot play. I don't know more. I don't know when he's going to be back. Yeah, this is tough, but we have to talk to the doctors. I don't know anymore. Thank you very much to Pep Guardiola. Thanks to you. In a few minutes, we're going to train outside. The first 15 minutes are for you to film. See you there. Thank you.